Hi friends, in this video I will be painting a very simple watercolor using a new brush set that I purchased from a brand called Stationery. It is an Indian brand and the brush set name is Stationery Aqua Pro Mop brush set. It's a Vegan Synthetic Kolinsky Edition. We will learn more about the brush as we go along. So I have ordered this brush set seeing their story on Instagram, and it came out in a decent good package, and it was mentioned unpacking video must. So I recorded the unpacking and I thought I will share it with you, and I will also do a simple watercolor painting using these brush sets. And it came out in a very good kind of a packing, and there are two levels of packing, and this is the brush set. It comes in a set of 4 brushes, and this is the big one is number 8, and then comes number 4 and number 2 and number 0. So 4 brushes, and the size is reasonably good, and visually seeing the brush looks good, and the build quality looks good, and the good pointed round shapes of the bristles, it seems good. I mean, further we can tell only once we test it using watercolors. Okay, so let us see it. It looks good. I mean, visually, by the feel of it, by the appearance of it, it looks good. The bristles, the ferrule, and the handles, they look good. So let us now test it. Okay. Now I have dipped this in water for quite some time, maybe a couple of minutes, and the feel of it, it feels very soft when I press it on my hand. I mean, it looks very, very soft, and the shape of it looks good, the very pointed shape, and little bit of tension I am feeling. There's a little bit of spring. This is a synthetic bristle, so little bit of spring action, elasticity I was expecting, and it feels very soft on my hand. Okay, now we need to test it on a piece of paper. So I'm taking a small piece of watercolor paper, and a small block, in fact, which is approximately slightly less than A4 in size. Okay, the size of the work that I am doing is approximately less than A4. So I'm trying to take as much paint in the brush as possible, pale blue wash, maybe not very thick, a little bit watery consistency, kind of a grayish blue that I am taking, and I am trying to see how much area it can be covered in a single loading of brush. So it looks smooth. I mean, the brush moves smoothly on the paper, and it covers, single loading covers reasonably good area. Okay, it may not hold as much as a natural hair brush would hold, because it is a synthetic brush. At this point I am finding that it is almost we have consumed the paint that is held onto the brush. So I think the wash quality is reasonably good. I mean, it is very smooth, and let us now do some wet on wet technique. I am using little bit of blue and a touch of neutral tint color, and let me try it, how the wet on wet brushworks are doing, how the side of the brush, I am trying to make the brush marks using the tip of the brush as well as the side of the brush. This is the tip of the brush. I am getting very fine pointed brush strokes, and using the side of the brush I am able to get some smooth applications. Here I am trying to kind of get some feel of a certain clouds, some amount of clouds, and maybe a little bit of a foliage here. This is something from imagination. It's not a very complex painting that I am doing. The idea is that I am curious to see how this brush works, test this brush. As of now, I'm pretty happy, and I haven't loaded the brush fully at this point of time, so it is half loaded, and I'm getting smooth wash. I'm happy about the smooth wash, the quality. Okay, yeah, it looks smooth. It looks. I mean, it kind of feels like a natural hair brush. It is very soft. It doesn't hold as much water as a natural brush, natural mop brush would hold, and that cannot be expected as well. But it holds decent amount of water. And let us create some ripples using some thicker consistency. So here I am using little bit of a sort of a turquoise color and blue mixed together, and I am using a smaller brush now, and maybe I am using number 2 size, and creating some sort of smaller line works to suggest the ripples. I feel that it is having very good point. I usually prefer slightly roundish brushes. I personally prefer to use brush with less fine point, but this contains very fine point. But with the fine point, I am expecting that I will get very precise control, small, for detailed elements. So at this point, the paper is fully dry. I have waited for some time, and the paper is fully dry, and I am just kind of drawing as a board. It is just drawing directly from imagination. And if you are following along, and you could probably draw it first with pencil and then do the watercoloring of it. I'm getting very fine control. It's number 2 brush, the smaller one, and very fine control I am getting. And using the side of the brush, I am getting reasonably large washes also. Pretty good control. Okay. And the feel, it feels good. Okay. As of now, there is no falling of hairs seen. Since it is a synthetic brush, I am not expecting the hairs to fall, but we can validate that only after some prolonged use of it. Okay, so let us make some darker colors underneath the boat, and also inside of the boat, let us make some darker color. I am trying to keep some very fine, lighter mark on the edge of the boat. I am reasonably able to get that with the brush. Okay. Right. I think this is reasonably good, and I would use little bit green and neutral tint mixed, that is turquoise green and neutral tint mixed for the reflection. And I think I will also add some amount of red color, the local color of the brush, local color of the boat, to suggest the ripples, the reflections. Okay. I'm getting very fine point from the brush. Okay. I think I need to experiment with this brush a little bit to make the best use of the brushworks. But I feel very comfortable as of now, except that it is having very fine point. Okay. But with the fine point, as I told, I am getting very precise drawing possible, the drawing of the boat, and I am expecting that later when I draw the figures, I think I will get good control of it. These are some zigzag brushworks to suggest some water movements, some ripples, etc. And as I told, it is not a very precise drawing, it is not an accurate work. It is a very suggestive kind of an approach that I am following. If you want more precise result, you may have to draw it with pencil and then do the brushworks with a little bit more care. Sorry, some of the palette, color mixing is not captured in the camera, but I think you know which colors are being mixed. This is a kind of a lavender color that I'm mixing, and I'm taking smaller brush now. Little bit of a turquoise kind of color for the figures. Okay, I'm just suggesting the figures, and I'm trying to use some finer brush marks using the tip of the brush. Okay, I think the figure is okay. This again is not a very precise figure. It is a very suggestive, impressionistic kind of a figure. If you want to know more about painting figures, there are a lot of videos in my channel. Okay, you can check out them. Okay, and little bit of orange color for the exposed body parts. Okay, this again is very suggestive, not very precise. Right, I feel I'm happy with the kind of result that I'm getting. Let us make some sort of a pole here. I'm not happy with how it came out because my hand got a little bit shaken. I would have preferred a straight pole. Okay, yeah, this looks good. Right. Now I'm adding some white highlight for the figures to bring them into, to get some more contrast, to get some more attention. Okay, so yeah. Here I'm trying to make it little precise brushworks, and I'm able to get it from the brush. Right. If you're finding these videos informative, please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already, and press the bell notification so that you get notified whenever I release new video. And if you have any suggestion or comment or feedback, please write them into the comment box below. Your feedback, your likes, your interaction will support the YouTube algorithm to reach it, take it to more wider audience. And please do share your thoughts. Let us make some faraway boat. This is just for making a little bit more interesting composition. Okay, maybe some suggestive figures here. Okay, and these are very kind of a monochrome approach for the farther figures and farther boat. I think just a suggestion would do. We don't need too much of colors and details here. Maybe a touch of white for the highlights. Very, very fine touch. Overall, I feel that I'm happy with the overall result, overall feel of it, and I like the way the brush, the washes, and the fine control of the brushes, and I think that is my view about this brush. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or suggestion, please do let me know. I will be happy to respond as early as possible. So thank you very much once again for watching the video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and press the bell notification. There was some gap in my videos. I wasn't releasing videos recently very regularly because I wasn't keeping well for some time. I think I'm recovering now, and I'll be trying to create videos more regularly. So thank you very much, and we will soon see you in another interesting watercolor tutorial. Bye bye.